Welcome back to the TI4 Qualifiers presented by Monster. I'm Gods from Beyond the Summit. Joining me is Basket, Merlini, and Zayuri. How are you guys doing?
Hello.
Feeling chipper?
I was listening to the announcer, Bastion announcer. He's like, Radiant spin. I was like, man, if you could ban Radiance, that would be awesome. I was just thinking about
Well,
that.
I'm going to start things off on a positive note. Ben,
I lost.
true to your word.
Yeah.
You lost.
You
Bottoms
reneged
up.
on your last bet, though, with Toby.
That's...
Ooh, Sprunk.
Look,
Sprunk.
as far as we're concerned, Ben, I've never reneged on a bet with you.
This is true.
I'm a man true to my word, and sometimes that ended with me passed out.
That is terrible.
It's what you need to get you through this.
We had a lot of Ching Chong push going. We need to get some more.
Now is maybe not the night. We've got like a long day. We've
Going
just had a long
down to
day of work.
Chinatown.
Never gonna live that one down.
So,
As long as
Scythe, back on track. Scythe, first departure. We saw a bad Naga Siren.
First departure is questionable.
Scythe is the king of Naga Siren. It's Miracle Dota. He invented the
They
hero.
banned Naga
Ah, okay, they banned Naga. Kip, what are your predictions on this game?
after watching last game.
Yeah, I like Scythe going in. Everybody's favorites up against First Departure. Who I don't know, just it was weird. It was a very weird game. We all had some things to say about it. But anyway,
If
yeah,
you can end a game 0-0, and that's an accomplishment, whether or not you win or lose. Like,
just a feat of strength.
yeah.
I've seen a few games where Anime just go like 0-0 and 0 and win the game.
That's okay.
yeah.
You won.
You
It's all about the
you
win.
did something, yeah.
Yeah.
That's the ultra rat.
You
but,
made them FF.
All right, Ben, Zairi, predictions. Everyone agrees. Scythe.
Easy Scythe.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah,
No.
I'd love to be the black sheep, but
Yeah.
I can't do it and still sleep tonight. It's definitely Scythe all
Nobody's
the way
sleeping
here.
tonight.
Nobody's sleeping tonight. That's true. Fair enough. This morning, perhaps, is the better vernacular.
Well, gentlemen, we'll let you take over the draft since we're well underway.
All right,
Enjoy.
let's do it.
Hurrah.
Okie dokie. So, Merlini, we've got no Naga this game. I'm sure that will make you happy. We won't get to see the amazing Miracle
It
Naga,
doesn't
but
make me happy.
that is true. You do like Naga.
I
so-
like Naga sometimes. It depends. Sometimes you get some good games because of Naga.
Well,
I hate watching Tree. Tree, that mother effer.
All right. Well, you're going to get to see Tree as well as Brewmaster on the side of Scythe with their first two picks. First departure, grab Invoker and Doom. Now, interesting little tidbit about the Brewmaster. In the first 4 games we've had for the SCA qualifier, Brew was in every single game that was going on. So, Southeast Asia, man, they love themselves some of that Brewmaster.
Bruce good.
He's good, but is he an every game kind of hero? Is he that good?
No.
No.
He's not?
I mean, just looking at this draft, Batrider making it to a 3rd ban is interesting. One of those differences in kind of the metas, perhaps. I mean, we've seen a little bit of Clockwork falling off, and here we see him actually first ban and Clockwork making it
Maybe
all
they
the
have
way
a sick,
through. Or Batrider, rather.
maybe they have a sick clock or Batrider player. You don't
True.
know.
Very possible.
I don't know enough about first departure besides they make very questionable decisions.
Yeah. I've casted Scythe. I think I've seen first departure once or twice in some of the Asian Dota that I've covered, but not a hell of a lot. Centaur and Sark will be taken out of the pool as well. And there's your 3rd pick, Visage, on the side of first departure, and Lifestealer, the 3rd melee hero for Scythe.
This is not an easy game for Lifestealer. Or Brewmaster either, for that matter. Doom is pretty good versus Brewmaster. He's like relatively tanky, so sometimes he can occasionally survive until the end. But if you get the jump on Brewmaster, you'll win the team fight right there.
Yeah, but I like the idea to grab at least 2 cores here with the Brew and the Lifestealer. That is a good way to deal with the Doombringer. He can only Doom so many targets, so
Easy refresher.
easy refresher. Doom all those targets. Now the Invoker first departure did not play an Invoker in the last game, did they?
Who? No.
First departure? No,
No,
okay.
they're not.
So curious if this will be a Quas Wegs or a Quas Exort style of Invoker. Kind of
Probably Exort.
Yeah, Exort.
The Quaswex doesn't provide enough control versus these heroes. It's very poor versus Lifestealer. It's not great versus Brewmaster once he gets his blink out. It's very good before he gets it, but it's not worth the sacrifice of just winning the laning stage. And then Tree and Protector is just like whatever.
Yeah. First departure could consider themselves a Shadow Demon for their 4th pick, especially if it will be that Exort Invoker. Makes for pretty easy Sunstrike setups.
It's very good versus Lifestealer.
Yep.
But it's not terribly great versus Brewmaster. So Viper, I think, is a hero that's good versus Lifestealer and not the great versus Brewmaster, but a little bit better, I'd say.
So who is good against Brewmaster?
Silences are
Okay.
extremely potent. we saw Death Prophet in the last game. It kind of wrecked First Departure. If they got the jump on Brewmaster, they didn't have to use Doom to kill him, which I think is really important. So if Invoker wants to go like an Orchid build, sometimes you'll see that in pubs, but it's definitely viable in higher level play.
Yeah.
It's also pretty good for Lifestealer too. The instant silence is really good.
Yeah, Orchid could definitely be an option. And
I would have liked Storm. I think Storm would have been a way stronger pick than Invoker, but I guess they didn't actually know what Scythe was going for.
Right. Yeah, that first pick Invoker. He's another one that's very popular in the Southeast Asian scene. We'll see what Scythe want to do with their 4th pick here. They've got a lot of melee. It will at least be a ranged hero. They'll need their 2nd support and then an off laner. And
they could potentially do dual. No, dual lanes would get wrecked. So never mind.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Whoa. Okay. They'll grab Luna.
It might be dual lanes then.
I think it has to be. None of these heroes can really take a solo offlane.
Lifestealer offlane is a thing, I suppose, but
I haven't seen it firsthand.
I've seen it done before.
Okay. I mean, they are on Radiant, so that does make the offlane
It's
a
like
little
a
bit easier
damage
for
control.
someone like that.
There's heroes that I like, and I think Juggernaut is a much better offlaner than Lifestealer.
Because I like Faceless Void, if you're going to talk about kind of heroes kind of like that.
It depends on what they're against. If you're into like a Shadow Demon Stunlock combo, then you need the magic immunity from Lifestealer or Spin, and it's instant. If you're just going for a relatively tankier escape with a not terribly strong safe lane, like Visage or Vipers, a lot of slow, Faceless Void would do perfectly fine. So I think there are a lot of options for Scythe if they wanted to do so. And Lifestealer, I don't know. He just doesn't seem to fare terribly well versus most of these heroes.
Yeah, all of the slows, the ultimate from Doom, and even just Invoker can be kind of irritating against the Lifestealer.
Viper Strike is really good. Visage Familiars, they have a lot of physical damage that can burn through that.
Forged Spirits as well. Living Armor is going to be pretty much nullified here, at least on heroes. We're pushing down towers. You still have Forged Spirits. If the Invoker ends up getting a Necro Book, those towers will fall pretty easily.
Living Armor is
rendered pretty ineffective here.
10 seconds.
Yeah, I would agree.
Man, I need to go back to Bastion. Bastion announcers are sick.
5 seconds remaining.
I'm just gonna throw that out there. Actually, Lina versus Bastion. That's a tough one. What do you prefer?
I'm actually not that keen on the Lina one all that much. I know you like it.
Do you like women?
I like women, but the Lina, it's too. I don't know what the right word is. It's too sexual or something. It's just too.
She's not sexual. Queen of Pain is sexual.
Well, yeah, she takes the cake with, as a succubus. I suppose she should be rather sexual. But final pick here for First Departure will be the little Sand King. I can't believe he made it all the way through to the 5th pick, but a nice support to be paired with the Visage. Very aggressive support duo they've got set up. Good for a tri lane for sure.
5 seconds remaining.
Will they aggro tri here?
Aggro try with Viper, Visage, Sand King. Sand King's really poor in aggro try.
Yeah.
Because you can't stack, you can't pull, you can't do the jungle.
So how do you see it? Is it just an off-lane Doom then? How do you see First Departure laning this, I guess, is the question. And there's your Coddle last pick for Scythe.
I would say they just ditched the safe lane. Ditched the off lane, rather. Just go jungle Doom and kind of stack with Sand King and try and split the camps. But First Departure was actually very poor with their efficiency in the early game. I saw the tree in particular not stack a couple of camps. They weren't really stacking for Naga Sirens, so I actually think they're not terribly great at that. So I don't even know even if they did run it, if they could run it successfully.
Okay, it's a rather greedy draft here from Scythe, but if they get a little bit of space in the early game and grab some momentum, they will have plenty of carry power coming into the late game. But it's that mid game where First Departure will really shine. And we'll see how they fare. Let's introduce some rosters here, though. And on the Radiant side, we do have Team Scythe. And the mid, to start things off, it will be Chibi X playing on the Tramp Protector. Paulison, he's on that Brewmaster.
Paulison.
Up top, it'll be Miracle.
He's French, dude.
Paulison, is he really?
No.
You're just...
I just like...
Oh, right, the Singaporean teams.
French, Canadian, Singaporean.
One of those. Okay, all right, there you go. We'll have Miracle playing on the Luna Moon Rider.
Who's on Brewmaster again?
Paulison, thank you.
Paulison?
Paulison.
Why is it not Polo Son?
Polo Son? Stop it, Merlini. You're making me insecure. Oh, man. Who's last here on Scythe? I think it's the orange player. Oh, for sure. It is Hana down here in the bottom lane on the position 1 Lifestealer. Now, on the Dire side, we do have Team First Departure. It will be Dafa playing on the Doombringer here in the off lane. In the mid, that is KS on the Invoker. First point in Quas. We've got Lubby playing on the Sand King up in the top lane. It will be Tomorrowland playing the Visage, and last but not least here, it will be Chains playing on the Viper. So it will be a safe lane try for the dire side, as you were talking about, Merlini. And Doom looks like he won't start in the jungle. He'll just head straight to the offlane.
So, again, we see this Keeper of the Allied offlane, which is pretty strong if you can control the opponent's jungle. So X Freedom, I think, is probably the best support in the SEA qualifiers. So we'll see how he performs in that role. He's notorious for getting Quelling Blade and doing Jimmy-like stuff.
Yeah, being sneaky in the trees, and this is all the rage right now, but it's just so strong. Illuminate does a lot of damage, and if you're a good Keeper of the Light player, it's pretty darn easy for you to find a spot and connect with those ponies. It will be a try in the top lane, so that's where most of the action will start off. Doom will grab a creep in the Radiant jungle to get things started. And what's it going to be? Okay, he grabs the movement speed buff. Yeah, he gets himself the little aura there as he takes out the Kobold. So not the best creep to start off in that bottom lane.
He just wanted to get a creep and get it over with.
Yeah, exactly. You got to get back to the lane and start getting those last hits.
Especially this early into the game.
So it will be Doom versus Lifestealer. Both of them should farm pretty easily. Most of the action will be up here in this top lane because it is try on try. 6 heroes in one lane usually means action will be afoot. Brew giving it to Invoker in the mid lane. Talked about this mid lane a little bit, Merlini. Invoker versus Brewmaster. Is there an edge one way or another, or is this one of these kind of break even? They'll both farm rather
Invoker
evenly?
traditionally does very well versus melee heroes, especially Quaswex. Quaswex Zord definitely should have the edge up too because you have the 4 spirits, and they're both range. It's easy to harass if they overextend. You cold snap, and it's generally easy for Invoker. Invoker is actually a very difficult hero to win the lane against. I'd say the heroes that do very, very well versus him is OD, number 1. TA does decently. You have to be a pretty good TA player, I'd say. And like Viper, but Viper crushes everyone, so I don't know. Panda's just, in terms of matchups, he's pretty poor.
Yeah.
But it's good enough. How's the CS in that lane?
Cute little deny from the Viper there as the ward battle comes out. And yeah, CS. It looks like the Lifestealer is at the top of the chart, 11-1, so doing pretty well against the Doom. 3 CS up or so, but a pretty quiet early game as we pass the 2-minute mark. Double damage rune picked up by the Treant Protector. And Chibi did rotate down. He'll just move back into the lane. Luna only 3-1 in terms of CS, so getting the short end of the stick, but so is the Viper. Both of them actually struggling a bit here in these tri lanes.
They need to secure Luna's CS. Luna's pretty important in this. Lifestealer's probably going to get kited all day. So they really need the Luna to do a lot of damage and get her BKB up. And if she doesn't get BKB, she's just absolute food. So Hana on the bottom lane doing very well versus the Doom, and he does have the Orb of Venom. Straight Kobold speed aura counter right there.
Yeah, that's very true. But they're still farming away. It won't be too easy for Lifestealer to secure a kill, but really out-CSing that Doom rather effectively. In the mid, Brew holding his own, 12-5 versus the 11-4 Invoker. So rather comparable as well. Up top, Chains will get smacked in the face by an Illuminate, but still not that much space being created for this Luna. She's still sitting on only 4 last hits.
They need a second pull with Sand King. I actually don't know what he's just doing sitting up here by himself.
He's running in circles right now, so
Yeah,
really not finding much.
Because this is not a high kill potential lane. Treant Protector, he has a straight walk up to you, and the best he has to set up is a Lucid Beam. So that is just not the ideal setup. Maybe if they wrap around tower, they can get a kill, but he can easily rotate back if they think a dive is imminent. So
Yeah.
I think he should be stacking this large camp and Sandstorming like we've seen almost every other Sand King do. So they have a high problem with efficiency.
Yeah, and already, so, I mean, we know Scythe have that late game advantage. We're still very far off of that, but they'll have the carry power, and they need this Sand King to get a Blink Dagger, have a little bit of tempo control in the mid game, and it looks like he will move into the jungle now and start stacking up. But he's already wasted 3 potential stacks of this hard camp, and it'll be a
4
slightly
stacks.
delayed Blink Dagger. 4 stacks, yeah, that's true. I assumed he'd want to be in lane for the first one, but
Screw that.
screw that. Just get that Blink Dagger up, baby. I kind of agree. That's the power of Sand King. His game impact versus his ability to farm is just unmatched by other position 4s.
His versatility is really key. In a situation like this, you just need Viper to get big, get high-level Corrosive Skin, and just tank up the lane, get a mech. And they have 2 600 range heroes, too. Whereas, yeah, they have Luna, so that kind of makes up for her not being 600 range, but they're still 600 range heroes nevertheless, and they can harass the Luna a lot, and that's why her CS isn't that high. And Sand King's done absolutely nothing to shut down Luna's farm, and he can't do anything. But actually, he smoked up.
Yeah,
Maybe they want to get a kill. Polo Sol.
Yeah, he'll smoke with Tomorrowland. Brew doing very well in the mid. He is out-CSing that Invoker by about 8 right now. So he is in good shape, a good target for them to
trying to pop
potentially
the
get a kill
smoke.
on. He does have a regeneration rune, 1 creep
That's-
kill away
that's
from level 6.
smart play from him.
Yeah.
He has a ward over here, so if he goes in this area, any smoke in this area is revealed.
I think if this gank was coming before level 6, this would have a much higher probability of working out, but now he's going to have the ultimate, and even if they set it up here, it doesn't have the mana, but yeah, there it is. It'll get revealed, and that will be a failed smoke gank. Great positioning from Paulson, and Regeneration Rune brings him back up to full health, full mana.
Yeah. He actually skipped over Drunken Haze. I think Drunken Haze is fairly useful versus Viper, 1 value point especially, but Paulson will
I think it's useful against the Quaswex Invoker as well. With Forge Spirits, they can make up for that mischance, but without it...
So, looking at top lane, X3 actually has not been able to do that much. He only has 1 CS, and Chains is actually almost out of reach, and GBX...
Uh-oh. Yeah, he's in big trouble. Lovey trying to chip him down. That's your first blood coming out. Tomorrowland finishes him off as that Visage with 1 last Soul Assumption.
GB just not in great position there. Most of it because that Observer Warrior was taken down very, very early on in that laning phase.
So, first departure, grab a small edge to get things started, but still the Lifestealer farming very well in the bottom lane, 33 CS. Very minor gold lead for Scythe, nothing too crazy, but they are finding much more farm efficiency around the map. And even the Brew continuing to stay 8 CS up on the Invoker. So things looking pretty well for Scythe in the laning phase. Lifestealer now level 6, does have phase boots. He'll get doomed, but the follow-up just isn't there. Almost a wasted ulti. Now Paulson actually coming down. They may try and turn this around. Doom, still plenty of duration on. Won't be able to find an open wounds. And
That TP was not necessary.
yeah, definitely not. A little over-ambitious to think they could turn that one around. Maybe they were hoping Doom would overcommit. If Brew had a Blink Dagger, maybe they could have done something there. But 6.5 minutes in, of course, no Blink on him quite yet. Headdress out on the Viper, so he'll just be going for a mech rush after Basilius. Nothing too surprising there. Pretty standard stuff for the Viper. Lubby continuing to stack up in the jungle. He's only level 3, 350 gold after Brown Boots at the 7 minute mark rather. It's going to be a slow Blink Dagger. We've seen some Sand Kings get an 8-9 minute blink in here.
Especially when he fails stacking.
Yeah. Oh, wow. That's rough. What are we thinking here? Over under on the Blink Dagger for Sand King? 13 minutes? What do you got?
13's pretty good. It's a good line.
All right. We'll see.
I'll take the over just because I think FT's terrible
Okay.
at being efficient.
Okay. All right. You got it, Chief. So Luna's found some recovery farm as well. She's now has 29 last hits under her belt, tied with the Viper. So even though they did concede the first blood up top, she's found some pretty decent recovery. And even trades for Scythe is good news for Scythe, as we've mentioned a few times. But only 1 kill on the board in 8 minutes. I think they're off to a decent start. Miracle has himself some power treads up to go with his Basilius. He's feeling good. That's a happy Luna.
She's alright.
She alright?
She's not in free farm heaven.
No.
That's where Lunas are happy.
Yeah, that's where Lunas are happy, but when you've got a Brew doing okay in the mid and a Lifestealer farming away in the bottom, you can settle for a little less, you know?
Don't
Sharing
settle,
is
man.
caring. Don't settle.
Don't settle.
Merlini
I think they could
advice.
have stacked this camp a lot more because it's not like FD can do it with a Viper and a Visage, and if Sand King's there, they can just blast them and steal a lot of the XP. So I actually think that they could have gotten a lot more out of this offlane. And yes, they don't have a Reserve Reward there, but they do have Living Armor. But as you said, Living Armor is actually pretty worthless versus Viper.
Yeah, versus Viper, and no Forge Spirits here as we talked about, but yeah, still some damage they can put out. Doffa grabs a double damage rune. He has rotated into the jungle, still hanging on to that speed aura, believe it or not. So he's just cruising about. Looks like he's got a headdress as well. So that's 2 heroes with an opening headdress. I don't know who's going to grab the mech, but will it be a headdress, or pardon me, a mech pipe rush, or are they both getting mech, or casual headdress? What's going on here, Merlini?
I would say mech on Viper, and they should go for a hood on Doom.
Okay.
Just
so,
because Viper already has innate magic resistance, and
Right.
it stacks, but not additively. So
But
it's a little
even-
bit better to spread it out.
I mean, I guess the casual headdress in lane isn't so bad for the Doom, but going for a pipe first is a little bit atypical. And against this
Yeah.
lineup, there's a
I
lot of magic damage.
I think
but
they didn't communicate, and they both
Yeah.
want mech, because you don't want...
Uh-oh. Hana initiates onto the Doom, just throws out an open wounds, gets a few right clicks off, but doesn't go for it. Doom does have his ultimate available, so won't commit. Visage TP's down to the bottom lane, and now they may try and set up a kill. Visage only level 4 though, still no familiars on the field, and this will not be an easy kill. Big clunky tree rotating his way down as well, and it's turned into a 2-on-2 down here in the bottom. Tomorrowland rotating around. There's the Doom ultimate out on the Hana. I don't think they have the damage for this. Living Armor's already come out, and they'll be forced to retreat. Leech Seed flies. Tomorrowland, he's on the retreat. And Hana, he doesn't have a care in the world. Doom ulti will expire, still won't be able to grab the open wounds. And another failed Doom ultimate coming out from first departure.
By the tree unprotected there, knowing that they were probably about to go in. And again, Lubby failing with the stacks. I don't know, 14 minutes. I think he's going to get it before, but it's a little questionable. Panda does have his Blink Dagger now. He can start putting some pressure on towers. Looks like bottom T1 may be the first victim in the game. And Chains is putting pressure on top, but looks like X Freedom already there, and they have living armor, so not too many cares given in that lane.
Yeah, Viper can't push that tower too quickly, and no points into Bouncy Glaive quite yet, but has that aura up.
Bouncy Glaive.
Just chipping away. Yeah, the Moon Glaive. Yes, indeed. Yes, indubitably. So there will be Invoker free farming in the mid, giving that Sand King.
Come on,
some
Lubby,
room for
get
the
some mud golems.
So he's just about to hit level 6 as well. So slowly but surely, he just could have done this a lot earlier. Down bottom, it is a 4-man rotation from Scythe. The surprise inside of Paulison and Fest Bomb ready to rock and roll. He's got a Blink Dagger up as well here at the 11-minute mark. So they'll start chipping away at this tower.
Tomorrowland, they could go on him right now. I'm pretty sure they have vision since it's daytime, so I don't know. Why hesitate? Doom's going to be up soon, and that could be a potentially botched initiation if he
Yep.
jump.
Thinking
Polo
about
Saw.
it. No.
You got this?
Polo Saw. No. All right. They'll just chip at the tower. They're going to play
Please,
some P here.
Polo Saw.
Okay. They don't want to fight. They see the Invoker, and that's enough to back out. It's still a 4-on-3.
How long are they going to keep him in there, man?
Bottom tower is under attack.
What's going on here?
That taxi service. Man, just
This
cruising
is
around.
the best time to use Brewmaster. Just as soon as you get your blink, and when everyone else on the opposing team is super weak. No mech yet, no pipe, no Orchid yet on Invoker. Just nothing really going for them at this point in the game, so they have to take full advantage of it. It's going to be like another wasted minute, and they know that. They probably know that he's in there. They might trade top tower because of this. Oh, Polo Saw.
He'll TP top. Viper, he's committed. There's your Infest Bomb. Connects to the Thunderclap. Chains will try to TP home.
Ult. Oh my.
I don't know what...
if Scythe is supposed to be the best team in this qualifier.
Hurl Boulder. Yes, question mark indeed. There... I don't know, Merlini. I really don't.
That would have been an easy kill. I think at least one kill and a tower on bottom. So it's questionable.
Mid EMP off the money. Paulison will survive. And double damage rune up on the Invoker. We're here at the 12.5 minute mark. Let's check the status on old Sand King there. How's he farming
he's
away?
At like 1900.
19. Oh, it's going to be a close one.
Please die.
13.
Paul
You've got 30
please
seconds.
use your ultimate so he TPs and dies.
The over-under.
There's no mud golem. Oh, there's one mud golem. I don't know. Please, Lubby, fail the stack. You don't know how to stack.
Wait, didn't you take the over?
I know. I want him to fail the stack.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
I want him to get mud golems. I want him to get double mud golems.
Well, bad RNG from Merlini today, it seems.
I don't know.
Full rotation's coming out from
he's
Scythe,
going to
though.
get it. He's going to take the big camp out, and then I'm going to lose. It was 13?
It's 13, dude.
Oh,
yeah,
nice,
exactly.
easy.
Uh-oh. In the mid. Wow, Keeper of the Light gets picked off by KS here. And it looks like the Invoker will actually go for an Orchid first.
Orchid's really good versus Brew and Lifestealer. I'm surprised we haven't seen more Orchid terms in the qualifiers as a whole. Invoker, he's just fallen off a lot. I'm not exactly sure why. I can't really pinpoint the exact reason, but he's fallen off. That's
Down bottom, Doom comes out onto Miracle, but Brew pops the Primal Stout. And now they'll go forward.
Primal Stout?
Primal Stout, yeah.
He does drink
Primal
beer.
Split. Reference to the hoodie. Anyway, throws out the Birdle. The hurdles the boulder. He's throwing me off my cadence here, man. Oh, man. Paulison, though, now he's in a little bit of trouble. On the retreat, way overcommitted for this. They throw out the Tornado, and he'll die as soon as he hits the deck. Miracle throws out the Eclipse. A lot of damage on the Invoker, secures that kill. That's a 1-for-1. Now Hana's joined the party. Chains TP's in. Viper Strike out on the Chibi. And now he's just chopping away at Dappa. I think Chibi X will be in trouble here. Miracle tries to TP home, but doesn't make it happen. Did he cancel it or get interrupted? Looks like the level
interrupted
death
by level
interrupted it.
death.
Yeah, okay, so.
Why did he just
pay
TP
for
out a
this.
lot sooner? Oh, he did get the Eclipse skill, but he was like bouncing back and forth, and it was questionable. They could have just let Panda die, and it wouldn't have been the end of the world
Yeah,
for them.
he did get doomed, so he could have just retreated straight away, but instead they went in for it. That was a pretty deep dive. They did get the kill on the Invoker, but cost them 3 kills. Here's our team fight recap coming up, and as you can imagine, a pretty big swing going the way of first departure. And
FD's looking a lot better than in this game versus.
I guess
than
the
they did
secret
versus
is just
Zephyr.
don't give him Naga. We'll see. So Armlet is up on the Lifestealer now, following his phase boots. He's starting to come online. I'd love to take a gander here at the net worth and see how everyone is faring across the lanes. Invoker topping the charts, and Doom not too far behind. But, there we are. FD, ahead by about 4K or so, not too shabby.
That's really good for FD.
It's good, but as we've mentioned, Scythe have that carry advantage, so this is where things are a little...
I don't know, they're one tower down, so it's actually
Dire's middle tower
fairly
is under
significant.
attack.
3,500, but yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I think Viper kind of nullifies out
Radiant's bottom
Lifestealer,
tower is under
and
attack.
depending on how fat
Dire's
Invoker
middle
and Doom
tower
get, they
is
can
under
actually
attack.
overcome the Luna. So
Radiant
imagine like Doom just
structures
focuses
are
on Luna all the time, and
Mm-hmm.
Viper focuses on Lifestealer. Oh, buddy.
Initiation from Paulson and Hana. They do use a Dust, but Sand King, he's got his Blink. He's a little too elusive. And we'll hop
Radiant's
back to
bottom
safety.
tower
Support is
is
inbound.
under
The Familiar's scouting it out, chipping away at the Panda. But they won't be able to get there in time to set up a kill.
They're getting kited really hard. I think they need a Drums on their team
Radiant's
because
bottom
they don't really have any
tower is
lockdown. They have Open Wounds, Hurl Boulder, and Leech Seed and Overgrowth. Those are all pretty weak, pretty unreliable, I'd say. And it's fairly easy for a hero like, I don't know, any of them to tank it up.
And Tree just about to hit level 6, so they haven't had Overgrowth yet. That will certainly help out in these team fight skirmishes. There was a mech up. Is it Viper that's picked it up?
Yep.
Oh, yeah, okay. So mech online for FD, and no mech even in the works for Scythe.
Wow.
Luna just going straight for the BKB.
Soul Ring Keeper Light.
That's a little bit different.
He has enough mana, I think, to sustain without.
Yeah.
It's not like he has that many chakra
he's-
targets, too.
And he's putting points in the mana ability as well. I was thinking for a second, well, maybe he's like leveling up Mana Leak or something, and he needs the mana.
Mana ability.
Yes, Chakra, yes. For the layman's out there. Chakra Magic Mana ability.
Primal Stout.
Primal Stout. That was a...
Radiant's
You just
middle
don't get my
tower
jokes,
is under
Merlini. You
attack.
don't understand me. Paulson, surprise inside once again. The tower falls. Whoa, a Blink Burrow Strike coming forward. Lovey may pay for it, though. The Infest Bomb comes out. There's your EMP. The Primal Stout popped once again. Sand King first to go down. Scythe looking okay here. They'll find the Doom. Dafa has the ultimate available, but he's in full retreat mode. Invoker, Ghost walking away, throws the ultimate out onto Tree. Actually, Doom on you, no Overgrowth, but it's only a Tree. Doom pays with his life. They secure the kill onto Hana. Chibi now on the defensive, as is Miracle. Miracle very well may fall to the Viper. Yeah, he sure will. Visage actually gets that kill, but still goes down. Paulson on the run. Looks like he'll make it out. Chibi has an Overgrowth still available. Might need to burn it here. Has put out his living armor onto himself. You might just want to burn that Overgrowth, finish him off, and, well, a noble effort, but will end up conceding a death to the Invoker. That was unfortunate.
Almost a really sloppy initiation by FD. It actually was a sloppy initiation because I think they wanted to burst down the Panda before he could do anything, but they didn't really have anything to burst him down with. They can stun with Sand King, but they don't have Doom to follow up because he doesn't have the mobility to follow up after a Blink stun, and they don't have the Orchid out on Invoker, although he was invis right next to them. So it was a good idea, but Scythe, I think, overextended. Where the fight ended up taking place was like right at this ramp, which you don't really want to fight there. Not when Lifestealer doesn't have Infest up, and not when Luna doesn't have her BKB. So they could have just Panda ult, kill one, and then just retreat.
I don't think Luna even got her ultimate off there. Yeah,
No, she
cooldown
didn't.
wasn't used, so another pretty convincing team fight
Wrong
for
team.
first departure. Oh yeah, Zephyr's not in this game, guys. That's this is, as Roland says, something is wrong. So in case you were confused, Merlini, we're actually casting Scythe versus first departure.
I'm not confused.
First departure looking to be in good shape here. 17 minutes in, 8-3. They've got a pretty sizable gold lead. There's your Orchid recipe, and that'll be coming to the Invoker. He's already got the Oblivion Stab, so on the way. We'll see the Glubby Epicenter get off. He'll be going for X Freedom. Not enough damage to bring him down straight up, but Familiars are here, living armor, helping to pick him up, and they actually secure this. He'll have a Burrow Strike. There's your kill. And they'll get a freebie there on Coddle. Create some space, and this Tier 1 tower in the mid lane will fall. That will make it 3-1 in total tower count, favoring first departure.
Immediate ping out on the Roshan pit, and Panda Ultimate is still down for a good 55 seconds. So FD, they're making the right plays. They're actually playing aggressively, and I think this is what happens when Chains actually comes to fights.
Yes, indeed,
Wow,
my friend.
this is a completely different team. It looks like.
Yeah, they'll take down a pretty easy Roshia. They even have a medallion, so falls rather quickly. Viper well on his way to an Ag Scepter, and HT Mortal will probably go to the Invoker as he scoots forward, and yep, there you go. KS will pick it up.
It seems like the Speed R is actually owning on Doom because they don't have a Drums on the Radiant side. And they also have like a lot of slows and movement increasing abilities. They have the Wex and the Phase on Invoker as well as the Ghost Walk. They have a lot of the slows from Viper, and Scorch Earth from Doom, so everyone's just moving super fast on top of Grave Chill. Everyone's just moving super fast, and Scythe can just get run down and chased down at the end of every team fight. So what should be like a 1-for-0, 2-for-0 extends into even a couple more kills.
Yeah, absolutely. And it makes you wonder, did Doom just get lucky and actually find the small creep that he wanted, or was it sort of an accident and they realized, hey, this movement speed is pretty good? We'll hold that thought, though, as Tomorrowland. He's in big trouble in the top lane, and Fest Bomb successful once again. One of the familiars gets picked off by the Lifestealer as well. But in comes Lobby, connects with the Burrow Strike onto Paulison. There's your Primal Split, and he'll start going hard under the tower. Gets a little bit of living armor. There's Chibi with the Overgrowth. Luna coming in with an Eclipse off to the side. Doom falls. Lobby will be repelled, and this will be a 2-for-0 going the way of Scythe. That Lifestealer barely alive, but armlet toggling to much avail. The Treant gets picked off around the side. Now Paulison could be in some trouble. He'll try and TP home. Nice heads-up play after the Burrow Strike, and it will be successful. Invoker inbound. Cold Snap was ready, but barely made it out.
Not a bad trade for Scythe.
1 for 2.
What's super important is that Luna didn't die, because if she doesn't get BKB, she's going to die very, very often. And Doom, I think he's like, with WTF, where's my team at? He was going in to actually Doom him instead of the Treant Protector. And Viper was just cycloned up, couldn't mech.
Yeah, well, Luna has her BKB now. It's on the way via the Courier, so they're actually kind of in fighting shape in these upcoming skirmishes. And look at that.
I actually think Viper needs the BKB just so he doesn't get kited during Panda Ultimate. Because they're just going to cycle him every time. He does a lot of damage. He is their healer and he's their tank. So if they can just bypass him and just focus on everyone else, they can probably continue to win team fights.
He very well may go for that after the Axe is complete. He's only 400 gold away. And Radiant Courier actually gets picked off, as does the Luna down in the bottom lane. That's pretty unfortunate for Scythe, but she had the BKB already, so a pretty timely time for her to meet her demise if it was a necessity. Up top, FD will pressure this tower for the 5v4 on the field. They can afford to be a little more aggressive, but Illuminate proving effective in turtling up against this tower, and they will actually repel as they back out, waiting perhaps for another creep wave.
I really like the play from KS this game. I think he's giving them a lot of map control. And Scythe has better late game, but not if they can't farm
Dafa gets caught. The Infest Bomb once again, but he has support inbound. He actually throws the ultimate out onto Hana. They'll try and turn this around. Viper Strike, Pony's coming in. A lot of damage onto the Doom. Can they finish him off? There's Chibi with the Overgrowth. Lifestealer's already gone down. Doom falls. Keeper of the Light gets picked off around the side. They just don't have the damage to take down FD. There's the mech from the Viper. Epicenter coming through, doing a fair bit of damage. Chibi trying to escape to the secret chop. Won't be enough. Now Lubby once again off on his own. The Primal Split doing a lot of damage. They might lose their Sand King. He's trying to kite away. And Burrow Strike, he will fall. Luna takes one last Lucent Beam to finish him off. Lifestealer bought back, going hard on the Visage, secures that kill, and they've already lost their Luna. Primal Split about to end. He's come back to human form, or bear form as it were. There's your Orchid from the Invoker. They'll secure that kill. Chains, he's still alive. Hana, he can't continue on. He's forced to back out. He gets stunned, he gets slowed, and he will fall. That's a dieback for the Lifestealer, and FD take a pretty convincing fight. The heavy casualties, but they come out ahead.
Ouch. That was painful for Lifestealer. Man, he can't do anything. He gets Viper Struck all day, he got doomed, he got EMP, Tornado, didn't have any mana, and, I mean, they're just falling apart in these team fights. Luna's also a really big non-factor. She popped BKB, she died right clicks from the Visage Birds and the Invoker, and
didn't even get to Eclipse.
Oh, Chibi.
Yeah, he's in big trouble here.
Cheap,
He gets
sir.
cold snaps. Cold snapped, Orchided, Tornado, living armor, buys him some time. There's your Deafening Blast. That's enough for the kill. Unstoppable streak for KS. He's out of control, man. 8-1-5. Still has the Aegis. Almost 5,000 gold up on him. Things are looking scary for Scythe.
He's just doing a fantastic job of controlling the game and killing the supports, killing the carries, and the Orchid, man. I don't know why more people don't go for Orchid or pick Orchid heroes. Looks like Miracle might die again here, or Polançon.
And now you've got that short cooldown on Viper Strike. Miracle gets doomed straight away. Burrow Strike out on 2. Great setup from FD. They'll secure the kill onto Luna. They go hard on Polançon. Living armor won't keep you alive through all that damage.
What an explosive team.
Yeah. Yeah, FD looking good, as you mentioned. Almost like watching a different team compared to the last match. Doom just hanging on to that casual headdress and now moving straight into a plate mail.
No, he got rid of the speed aura.
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
Yeah, it's just gone for the critical strike and damage aura there. So they'll chop this tower down. With this one falling, there will be only one outer tower remaining for Scythe. That takes it 5-1 in total tower count. FD further in their lead by a pretty large margin. Let's take a glance at the gold graph here and see what we're working with. Ouch, 14,000 in the favor of Scythe. And experience graph, I'm sure, is quite comparable. Yeah, down to about 15K as well. looking good, Merlini. Is there any chance of Scythe turning this one around here, as it's 8-20 with a staggering net worth lead for the Dire?
Not really. I think that Invoker has this Scythe coming out very, very soon, if not right now. So 24 minutes Orchid Scythe on Invoker. That's
He's
extremely
level 18
scary.
as well. The highest level on Scythe is the
Dire's
Lifestealer
top
at
tower
13.
is
That's a
under
5-level gap between the
They
top
just have
farmers.
they just have such good control in team fights. They have Orchid. They have these are like
Initiation forward onto Miracle, channeling the epicenter. It still goes off. Miracle pops the BKB, but still Lovey does a fair bit of damage. Pulsong gets silenced. He falls before the Primal Split. Miracle pops his BKB, but what else can he do here? They finished off the Sand King. It's a 1-for-1. A buyback from the Sand King as well. Invoker going deep. He will go down, but the cost will be heavy. Miracle gets picked off, and it is a 2-for-4. Buybacks coming out. Chibi connects with a huge overgrowth, but there's no follow-up damage. He just gets picked off. A triple kill coming out for Tomorrowland. TP in from Paulison. Will finish off the Doom. Perhaps looking for the ultimate. Nope, we'll save it. Hanging on to it for now. And that's going to be it. I
Wow.
think FD will back
Look at the
out.
Roshan pit timer. Like Invoker died right as it hit 6, and they lost the fight because of that. He was trying to be cute and I don't know, buy time by running in here, but that actually lost him the team fight.
Wow.
But that's a little unfortunate. He just wasn't aware of the timer.
Yeah. Unfortunate indeed, but still, FD, they come out ahead. There were a couple of buybacks burned there. I think one on each side. I believe the Brew as well as the Sand King were the only 2 buybacks.
No, there was 3.
There were 3?
No, there's 3. There were Panda, Sand
Panda
King,
and the Treant, pardon me. Yeah.
and the Sand King.
And the Sand King on the Dire, yeah. Panda and Treant on the Radiant. So still rather convincing for FD.
They just need to take out next Roshan and then just keep picking out people with Doom, with Viper Strike, with Scythe, with Orchid, and I mean, they can control so many people. And also, KS, he had that really clutch silence on the Panda. Panda blinked in, clapped, and then he Orchid him up immediately because of no cast time. So I think he just needs to blink and split. Screw the clap.
Absolutely. Against the Orchid, you pretty much just have to. Now, there was a gem on the Keep of the Light throughout that fight. That's what allowed them to secure that kill onto Invoker, despite him being ghost-walked. And now there's a gem up on the side of FD. I believe it's the Sand King that's carrying it. He just picked it up. So detection on both sides of the coin, invisibility, runes, ghost walks, all that good stuff will not be so useful in this upcoming fight. Lifestealer is still struggling to find farm, though. He picked up that armlet following the phase boots very early on, but his item progression now is just non-existent ever since that dieback a few team fights earlier. It's been slow farming for the Lifestealer.
I think the speed aura was his death.
Yeah. He will have a basher.
He
coming
really
out
doesn't
next,
have enough
though.
move speed, though. You'll usually see phase drums in Armlet just because that move speed is really, really important for him to be able to stick on targets. And it's not only him not being able to do damage, it's also survivability, because the more he hits targets, the more he life leeches, and it's just a losing proposition if you aren't able to actually get any right clicks.
Invoker with the double damage rune on here. He also has a casual Staff of Wizardry for now. Hard to say if that'll be an Ags, a Necro Book, or what he wants to pick up next. Maybe even a Force Staff for some additional mobility, but he is still a very rich Invoker here for 27 minutes, and anything he wants will be his option. Roche is now respawned. That is second Roche, and I see no reason why FD can't just walk in there and secure it. They've got a medallion, and they can drop Roche pretty darn quick. Scythe, they want to contest. So they'll have a 5-man smoke moving through the Radiant jungle. Surprise inside, ready to rock and roll.
They actually picked up a gem on Keeper a while ago, and this was before he picked up any parts of his Ags, and they were actually able to secure the kill on Invoker because of that. So that's pretty important. They can also pick off Sand King very, very early on in fights.
And 2 Ags under construction for Scythe. Brew pretty close to completing his. He's got the first 3 pieces, about 700 gold off, and Keeper the Light, he's about 1,700 or so away. But he's got those 2 tanky items, so beefing up a little bit, getting a little stronger as he sits atop that pony. Sand King, yep, with his Blink, and Arcane's up now. And Viper did pick up a Yasha.
This is the way I think that a Quaswex Invoker should be played by KS. If you should be team fighting a lot and looking for opportunities. The way Quakefoot played it today with the Midas is just a little bit strange, and this really showcases how a Quaswex Invoker can take over the game.
And just look how fast Roche falls right here. FD will secure it easily. Scythe won't be in range to make any kind of contest, and it'll fall. Aegis once again in the inventory of KS. Now they'll maybe rotate into the Radiant jungle. Now they'll just spread out and go back to farming.
Invoker's such high level too. He's level 19 at this point. I believe he's the highest level in the game right
By
now.
far, yeah. Luna and Brew are 14 alongside the Lifestealer, but
Now he's
that's a pretty
transitioning
big
into
gap.
Meteor too.
Yeah. getting those points up in Exort. He did pick up something here, hanging on past that Staff of Wizardry. And it looks like it will be a Force Staff coming out next, so it will indeed be another mobility tool for the Dire. But there's your eggs up on Brew, so that gives him a little more utility in these team fights.
He needs BKB next, I think, but
maybe Scythe can hold here. Keeper of the Light isn't the easiest hero to push into. There is Luna pressuring the top lane. Miracle just pushing away. Is sitting level 14 right now,
is under attack.
but needs to be rather careful. Has Luna made any other item progression? Yeah, okay, has a Yasha following that BKB, but still really not too scary.
she's too squishy. She has 1100 HP. If she gets doomed, she's just dead.
Yeah. And Miracle, okay, he'll get recalled home, so they're ready to defend, but this is rough for Scythe. They're turtled up in their base. They've lost map control. They have 2 wards down, one on the Radiant Plateau and one on the south side of the Ancients here. And actually, that one's just about to expire. So they have a little bit of vision right outside their base, but they can't push out. They're afraid to get initiated upon. And FD are just taking the map control and using it to their advantage, farming away and furthering their lead by the minute.
It's that awkward time for Panda where he's still pretty strong, but he's starting to fall off, and the carries aren't farmed enough to take up his mantle in controlling team fights and actually dishing out the damage. So unless he's a god at microing his illusions, I think they're going to lose the next big team fight.
Yep.
Or not his primal splits.
Yeah, the Primal Stouts, if you will. Well, Scythe rotating down bottom. Looks like they could be trying to quell the pressure on the bottom lane. But no, FD will just back out, playing this very safe. And really no reason for them to try and shove into the tier 3. They might be able to take a straight-up fight, but just not worth the risk. They have map control, they're continuing to further their farm, and they can continue to play passive if they so choose. There's your Manta up on the Viper.
You know, you almost never see Manta on Viper. I think it's pretty good, especially when you need a split push like this. But, again, you're split pushing into a tree, so Manta chip damage isn't that important.
Yeah.
Hana's parked up in Paulus on this.
It does help against the living armor just in general, having more attacks, more instances of damage.
It's really good versus Brewmaster Haze too, and it makes it a lot more difficult for him to cycle him. But again, if he's a god at it, he'll just dispel and find the right one.
Yeah. Still, just something extra the Brew has to deal with in team fights. So not bad for Viper, and gives him a little bit of extra movement speed, so synergizing with that kind of strategy they've been working on here. Keeper of the Light being irritating with that Illuminate, but some creeps will survive. The mech gets popped. Paulson, with the surprise inside, actually blinks back. Doesn't want to hop straight into it. There should be a Radiant Glyph available. Yeah, there sure is. Tower getting chipped down. They're not pushing it too hard. I like that FD are just slow pushing here. Bringing the creeps in, using those Visage Familiars, but not overcommitting. Not really eager to take a fight, but still doing some pretty solid damage to this tower.
I think Luna should be split pushing out sides right now so that FD have a clock to work with. They have the recall. She can just TP, simply TP back if she really needs to, but she needs more items if they want to win this game. And while they're pushing, this is a perfect opportunity to farm out of harm's way.
Dire throw a ward down there, so they have a little more vision around the area to try and take a team fight. Living Armor healing up that tower pretty effectively. Polisol, again, with the Lifestealer infested. And actually gives a little bit of vision into the base. That's a pretty cheeky place to throw down a ward. But it is on the high ground, so we'll give a little bit of vision. They'll go right back in on the tower using those Visage Familiars once again. Illuminate cleans it up and rinse and repeat. They can eventually slow siege this tower down if these small trades continue on, but not very efficient and really nobody farming, but I guess still okay for FD. They will switch it up and try and split push here. Chains moves to the mid lane on that Viper. There's also a double damage route in the bottom position, but no one is scouted it out. Here a Sunstrike flying, alright, right into the base, doesn't smack anyone. But this stalemate here. Viper just pushed in the mid lane and is retreated back to the top to join his comrades.
Only 1.5 minutes left, so it's this one and then 2 more waves after this, and then they'll lose the Aegis. So FD wasting a lot of time, but again, Scythe is not getting that much out of it. Miracle could be pushing out bottom. He could have gotten the mid T1 tower by now, even just straight back door, and this will be the time.
Yeah, looks like they'll finally start to commit. The Glyph comes out, tower down below half health. They take the high ground, Deafening Blast. Out on the Brew, there's your Blinding Light. That may slow things down. Miracle actually gets doomed to start this one off. Not the ideal way to go, but there you have it. Scythe hops forward and Fetch Bomb comes out. Dafa taking heavy damage. Tier 3 tower's already gone down. There's your Primal Split as well. Isolates the Invoker. First of all will be the Luna. Chibi gets off an Overgrowth, connects with a lot of heroes, but the follow-up damage just isn't there. This Lifestealer can't do anything. He's trying to right-click him down. Now he's forced to turn tail and run. He's taking heavy damage as well. They'll finish off the Invoker, procs the Aegis. Hana might actually make it out. Rage keeps him alive. Brewmaster won't be so lucky. Chaos comes back up. And it's looking good. I think FD will at least be able to get this top lane of Rax, if not more. Kano picks up his Ags, but too little too late. GG well played for Miracle and Hana.
GG well played.
FD, they upset Scythe here. I should have been the black sheep.
Scythe looked really weak. And FD actually looked really good too.
Yeah, it's a complete role reversal here. We saw FD in that first game, and it really is like watching a different team.
They need more lockdown. Well, firstly, Paul and Son was just super hesitant about that ultimate. Remember on bottom lane where they had a perfect opportunity, there was no real items up on FD. He had the Blink Dagger just completed, he had the Infest, and he just didn't initiate.
Yeah.
Like, and that was an easy tower. I don't know. They had a lot of questionable decisions, and their lineup was a little weak too. They didn't have any lockdown, which is, people generally like stuns.
Yeah, they just drafted well around that. I was thinking that heavy core lineup between the Lifestealer and Luna would give them some carry power in the late game, but they had enough slows. They had the Doom ultimate, and they locked down the carries. That's kind of all about it. Also, the
too
Invoker.
many things to deal with.
Yeah, the Invoker. He controlled the tempos.
This SEA qualifier is going to be the Invoker qualifiers. We didn't get much Invoker in the Americas. It was often just not picked or banned. Like Liquid ran it once or twice on Qualifier to pretty bad success, and SEA teams will be picking Invoker every single game.
Yeah,
They should, if they play it like this.
Yeah, it worked out well here. I think the Orchid was the perfect choice this game as well. That instant silence that you mentioned, it
Silence owns Panda.
completely shut down the Brewmaster. I know in the first 4 games, Brew was picked in every single game, and we saw him here.
Oh, SEA? Wow.
Yeah, of SEA, the first round, there was a Brew in every game that was going on. I don't know about the other matches that were coming up
Did
here.
he win every game? He didn't win the Zephyr game.
Didn't win
No,
every game.
definitely didn't win every game, but a strong hero.
Invoker's
But
off to a good start. I saw AC making a tweet that Fear said like DDX from Our Gaming played one of the best Invokers he's ever seen.
really, was it
DDC.
Wex or Exort?
I do not know for sure. I imagine.
Exort. Roland thinks it's Exort, so all right.
Normally you're like, well, that Invoker was the best I've ever seen as an Exort, just because like you're hitting Sunstrike, doing more. You can do more with Exort as far as making
Fair
like,
enough.
flashy plays, but maybe
Yeah.
Quaswex.
So Scythe, we all thought Scythe were the heavy favorites here. Do you think is this just a classic SEI upset here, Gods, or was this just a particularly bad performance
They
from
played
Scythe?
this game horribly. They couldn't gank to save their lives. They spent so much wasted time trying to gank with the Brewmaster Blink Dagger with the Lifesteal Infest. You guys kept saying at the bottom lane he was infested. Just go! It was the perfect timing. You had Blink Brewmaster ultimate with an infested Lifesteal, and he refused to go in at the T1 bottom tower. Then end of the day, they finally, after like a minute of waiting, they TP top, and then Brewmaster doesn't use his ultimate to kill the Viper.
Yeah.
I was
And then
sitting
Viper
there-
just TPs
I
home.
was yelling at the computer while observing. I'm just like, what the hell are you guys doing? Because this is, like, Scythe are so much better than this. I've seen them play 10 times better than this, but they played awful. Like, I've never seen them play that poorly.
Yeah,
That was
and
atrocious.
that initiation down bottom where they were hesitant. Even the Doom ultimate was down. That was the other thing that made that such a sweet time. Just what are they going to stop you with? That's their big tool to shut down the Brew at that point of the game, and they didn't even have it. So I don't know. Maybe Scythe won't have just an easy road to the top as we all thought, taking a early loss to First Departure at least, making things interesting for the SEA qualifier.
10-way tie.
10-way tie.
Dream is
Everyone,
on.
Yeah.
everyone 5-5.
5-5. That's
I would just, if that happens, the dream is real. All you can do is sit back and laugh. Like,
Oh man. No, but
that's a
What
logistics
next?
and
It's
scheduling
like-
nightmare. I don't know
Yeah.
about
what do
that.
we do now, guys? Like, that's where Valve was just like at the office is like, we didn't think this one through.
Oh.
Who came up with the format? They're getting fired.
maybe we shouldn't have had the individual SEA qualifier. maybe it should have been combined again. But no.
Yeah.
Scythe, not the most convincing game from them. I wasn't even a fan of the lanes necessarily. Like you look at the Lifestealer, he had a ton of farm, but he was always going to be doomed in Viper Struck in every single fight, unless the Luna got big enough to actually be scary. And there was the one fight by the secret shop where the Lifestealer got doomed, he got Viper Struck. I was like, this is where the Luna comes in and cleans house, and then you check your
Didn't
watch,
happen.
and 45 seconds later, the Luna turns up, the fight's already over,
And Luna died.
gets the kill on the Sand King, and then dies. So that was like the one opportunity where maybe things could have played out a little bit better, but
I think Visage could solo the Luna.
yeah,
easily.
pretty much at that
Those
point.
solo something doing work in those late game fights. And I think that Doom Lifesteal matchup was actually really crucial. The speed creep was huge. You guys mentioned it a couple of times.
Yeah.
Not just in the team fights. In the laning stage, it saved his life so many times. With the Phase Boots Orba Venom Lifesteal, normally that's a free solo kill on Doom. But I think the movement speed Aura actually saved his life. Like multiple times I saw Lifesteal go on him, and
It was owning.
he would escape on like 100 HP. And I'm like, if not for that 12% movement speed, I think he dies.
It really makes you wonder, was that just dumb luck that he found that creep and, oh, wow, this works pretty well in
It was
lane, or
his
do you
third
think that's
camp he
exactly
checked.
what he was looking for?
He checked the big camp
Oh,
first.
really?
Yeah, he checked the big camp first. He saw a
Troll.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't want the troll. Ensnare cost too much mana.
Yeah,
so I
it's-
the troll. Then he checked the medium camp and it was a mana burn creep. He didn't want that. And then he checked the small camp and said, "Oh, I'll take the speed creep."
Yeah, it's hard to
think
say
he
because
wanted
those first two are pretty
He
bad
wanted either a
initial.
Scythe or a Centaur probably from the big camp.
Mm-hmm.
That's such a
Yeah.
Goldilocks story.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's like what? That's 2 out of 4, is it?
Wildkin's
Possible
okay. I think you eat a Wildkin
Yeah,
if you get it.
it's armor.
yeah. The armor is good. The Froster's okay for the
Hellbear's
armor.
Hellbear's pretty bad.
Yeah, Hellbear is no good. The Satyr is really ideal. That health regen is.
And then he
is
goes
just
to the medium
absurd.
camp, which I guess is you're looking for a Centaur. I don't know what else you're looking for at the medium camp.
Wolf?
Wolf is okay.
maybe
Wolf is
Wolf
okay.
Centaur, or pardon me, the ogres. They spawn at the medium
Oh
camp.
yeah,
right?
Frost,
Ogres,
actually,
yeah.
Frost Armor would have been.
Yeah, the Frost armor's
Yeah, I
good,
agree.
especially
So-
against Lifestealer because he's.
So he
he's
got 2
clicking you
bad
down.
camps and he got the speed armor. And he's
Yeah,
like, okay,
but-
this'll do.
And he hung on to the speed for a while, till like the 15-minute mark or so, as that was about the time he switched over
Zonage, man.
to a Centaur, I think. Yeah,
And then you
it's
got
good
like at
stuff.
the very end you had a crypt, but yeah, but then
Mhm.
it's
Yeah.
like whatever. They,
Yeah.
I think first departure were good. There were like a couple like questionable dooms where he just threw it and didn't get a kill, and you're like, what's he doing?
It's better
Yeah.
to use it than not use it like Panda the
Yeah.
Ultimate.
Yeah,
he went for kills.
the first 2 dooms in particular were basically just on the Lifestealer, and then he realized pretty quickly, I have no way to chase
I mean,
him
one of
down.
them the
and-
treant showed up, but I think the lifesteal was going to live even without the treant.
Yeah.
Yeah. TP baited.
Yeah, that was. You know,
Yeah,
that,
TP.
that one was a value doom. At least he wasted a TP scroll. The first one was totally.
Panda
wasted.
Panda TP'd.
Oh no, it was Panda, not the tree. Yeah,
he
that's
Panda
true,
with
yeah. So
he
that's-
TP with 1,000 gold. and,
That's
like,
something, you know.
well,
It's a little pick me up here and there.
how's a Doom supposed to dive a lifesteal like level 6? I don't know. I feel like
Yeah. I don't know what the plan was, but
Would you say the big problem was just the offensive trail? Like Luna did not farm at all in that offensive trailing.
I think a lot of it was Panda.
Okay.
Panda, that's the problem with Panda. He's like kind of risky in the fact that if you don't actually win team fights with your Blink Dagger, you're gonna lose a game. If you lose like 2 team fights in a row, that's pretty much it because he's gonna fall off. So
I mean, he has to get that Blink Dagger and create some space, especially with those other 2 hard carries,
Yes.
Luna and Lifestealer, and Invoker just did such a
yeah,
better job
compare
of
Panda
creating
to
space.
Invoker, it's night
Yeah.
and day.
So
All right.
I don't know. He just needed to do a little more. So coming up next on this stream, gods, what is it? Zephyr Mineski? That should be a fun one, huh? Get to
sounds
see
like a fun one
some
indeed.
Zephyr, yeah. Polisson.
I don't know why I like that name so much.
I always
Parlez
I always do
français,
Polosons. I always do it French as well. I
Yeah.
don't know why. Something about it. It's just asking to be done. But guys, we're gonna take a break. When we come back, TI4 qualifiers. We're the NA Hub presented by Monster Energy. We'll continue. Don't go anywhere.